Hello and welcome to a brand new podcast. This is the first episode of The Healing Habit. My name is Ashdin Doctor, and I am also known as the Habit Coach. And this is why we talk about habits when it comes to healing. Our co host is Mariko Hiyama. Mariko, why don't you tell us about yourself?
Yes, thank you, Ashdin. So I'm Mariko Hiyama. I'm known as a face reflexologist. So I have been working in this hands-on healing field the past over a decade. So I have been practicing, I've been learning, and helping people in daily basis. So I thought this would be a fantastic way to connect our expertise between Ashdin and myself and combine our abilities to give power to the people. So this is one of the reasons we started this podcast.
And I think this is the right time to start it because there is so much awareness now with regards to healing ourselves, with regards to feeling good about ourselves. I remember about 10, 15 years ago, the conversation was completely different. There was no concept of healing in the way that we are seeing it now. And I think these cycles come in, and healing is something that is very, very important and is a very native part of our biology. Our body is constantly trying to heal, and we just need to learn how to get out of the way so that it can heal itself properly and perfectly. Mariko, so when I say the word healing, what are the thoughts that come to your mind?
So when I hear the word of healing, first I would feel actually myself, I always feel that my heart opens. And as my heart opens, my mind becomes clear and my body can feel the more harmony to be a better version of myself. This is my definition of healing. How about you, Ashton?
So for me, healing is a continuous process. We think of healing as, you do something for 5 minutes and then you are done with the healing for the day. But the idea of trying to make it habits is so that you can fill your day up with little, little, little things that are continuously trying to regenerate your body, that are constantly trying to make your body better, feel better. What happens is that through every day, there are so many different stresses that we go through. There are mental stresses, physical stresses, emotional stresses. And all of these kind of stresses actually pull apart our body and our mind.
That is
And the
so
healing
true.
process,
Yes.
is about bringing those parts back together. Like you
Yes.
said, Mariko, it's about harmony. I love that word where you harmonize your body, you harmonize your energy. What are some of your favorite ways in which you talk to your clients about healing and what they should do with the healing process?
So there are many, many type of clients come to see me. And very often at the beginning of coming to try face reflex therapy, often they didn't even realize their mind, emotions actually could override their physical body. So they come with a physical pain, but then they didn't actually know how emotions could actually be the cause of the physical pain. So often I would start from the basic step that explaining actually emotions could be trigger of your physical pain. So that's how I normally start as a basic approach. But of course, there are many, many other cases, not necessarily connected to with the emotions. But nowadays, due to the working environment, family dynamics, there's so many stress in our daily life. And how to face with that challenge is the key. So I think through your books, Ashton, for example, like you break down those challenges into small pieces, not only the actual habit practices, but also you look into small little details that how you can change this stress into positive power.
What you were talking about, we refer to as somatopsychic and psychosomatic, right? Somatopsychic is something that's happening in our body, then turns into something that's happening in our mind. Somato is body, psychic is mind. So, for example, if you are in a aircraft seat and you're always hunched up like that, you finally feel those emotions also feeling hunched up. You start feeling sad. But
That's
in the same
true.
way, if you have a stressful day and you are walking, the stress on your mind, you actually walk like it's as if you're carrying stress on your shoulders, as if you're carrying a heavy weight. So that is psychosomatic. The mind affects the body.
That's so
And
true.
so Mariko is a face reflexologist, and she can touch your face and understand what are the different emotions that you have stuck in your body, what are the different pains or aches or illnesses that are hiding in the body as well, just through touching the face. And she sees this relationship with emotions and the body so often. Michael, what are some of the ways in which our listeners can actually understand some of the emotions and physical pains that are so linked?
So the first thing that I normally see through people's face is sadness, irritation. Because especially sadness, it's very easy to identify looking at the people's face. Why? This part of the face immediately show the state of your mind. Not only temporary state of mind, but also accumulation of the emotion. So what I see is often people come with this edge of the lips moving
Moving down.
downward, yes. And as I touch through the people's face and talk through what's happening, and I start seeing the change in their mouth, lips, the position of the edge. And this is one of the major part that I often observe. And I'm sure that you, Ashdin, when you do coaching session, habit coaching session with the clients, face to face or even online, do you notice such change in their face?
So I never did notice this till I met you. And when you pointed it out to me, I could not unsee it. So the first time you actually said that, look at this person's face and tell me what are the emotions this person is probably carrying. And you showed me how to start reading that person's face. That look at the lines on the eyebrows, look at the lines near the eyes, look at the lines near the mouth, look at how they're holding their body, where is the sagging. I could suddenly understand what are the emotions behind this person. And what I do now is whenever somebody is talking to me about someone else, especially in my coaching sessions, I'll always ask them to show me a recent picture of that person. Because just from that
It's a
recent
pretty good
picture, I can
idea.
also understand so much of what is happening to that person mentally.
Yes.
And of course, physically, because of the way that they're carrying their shoulders,
Mm,
or have they put on a lot of weight, etc. Of course, I can understand those things, but I can also understand what's happening from a mindset point of view from these people. And it's such an
absolutely.
interesting thing. What you do is maybe you can do this. Look at old pictures of yourself and look at recent pictures of yourself, maybe 5 years ago and now. And you'll probably be able to see a difference between that person and this person, especially if you've gone through something very dramatic in life. If you've gone through something that needed healing, that needed change, you would see that taking place. So it's so interesting to actually start putting what we are discussing into practice.
Absolutely. And actually, what you have just said reminded me of my recent experience. Can I show you? Can I share this story
Please
quickly?
do.
Yes. So I often fly back to Japan to see my parents, to take care of them, the aging parents. And my mother said, okay, we have tons of hundreds of pictures throughout those years, probably 3, 4 decades. And I went through those pictures collections in a box. And then happened to find the pictures from my elementary school time. And there are some group pictures with the other 30, 40 elementary school, same class students, classmates, collective picture. And I somehow remember where I would be standing or sitting. Then I look at myself in the picture. I was so shocked that always somehow when I was probably between 6 to 11, I looked so unhappy as a
Oh,
child. I just couldn't believe like the rest of my classmates, they had a nice smile or like some funny faces, but I was so serious and I didn't look happy. So I was trying to think, what did I think when I was that young? Was I unhappy child? Or was I serious about my life already? Or did I had so many thoughts that different from the rest of the world? So that made me think. I'm pretty sure emotionally, when I was small, maybe I was not that satisfied, fulfilled compared to where I am. Now I have so many grateful missions that I need to keep doing. So makes me feel like so happy. Even though sometimes days can be tough, but somehow I find it happiness in it. But back then, maybe when I was 7, 10, I didn't know how to tap into that state of mind, being happy, maybe school or stuff, or maybe friendship wasn't great. I can't remember. But that picture story made me think the state of mind, even when I was child. And a massive change over 3, 4 decades.
Amazing. We say that a face has 1,000 stories in it. And I think this is the way to think about it. One of a beautiful habit is actually going back and looking at your old baby pictures and your early pictures and seeing what you remember from that time. Because we get so caught up in the adult life, the adult life of I need to earn money, I need to take care of myself, I need to take care of my family, and there are so many stresses that come in this form of life. It's important to go back and see what was that child like? How do I bring back maybe a childlike innocence to what we're doing now? And I think innocence is a beautiful way of at least beginning your own healing journey as well.
True. Yes, I think the words of inner child are also coming from the journey that you have taken. And there are many, many stories behind, for each person. But finding out the journey for each occasion, each person, I think that's also part of a beautiful, important way to approach healing.
Yes. When I look at habits, I often talk about the fact that most of our habits are subconscious. That we don't know why we started them. We don't know how we started them. Maybe this was something that our parents used to do, which we picked up on, and we started doing in a subconscious way. What we have to do is we have to first become aware of all the habits that we have subconsciously picked up. And as a coach, what I do is I basically hold a mirror to the people and say, do you realize you're doing this, this, and this? So when we talk about the healing habit, the first part is to understand what are the habits that are actually moving us away from a place of health. And through the episodes that we will do in the podcast, we talk about habits that are moving you away from health and habits that are moving you towards health and how you can obviously combine the two. We're also going to have fantastic guests on the podcast, Mariko,
Yes,
because you and I
yes,
both meet some amazing people who are in the
indeed.
healing space. So, these could be doctors, these could be chiropractors, these could be people in different areas, but everyone focused on one thing: how to heal their clients, how to heal their patients. Now,
And also taking out the pains from people's body, heart, mind. For us as actually hands-on practitioners, identifying the pain and how to help them to reduce the pain within themselves, it is the first thing that we would like to focus. So if we can also share our mission that we are carrying as a therapist, as a practitioners, I think that would be a wonderful way to reach out more people, that they are not the only person who's suffering with the pain.
yes. And I think all of us are on some form of healing journey, whether we're healing from a painful divorce or we're healing from a painful episode that happened physically. Maybe some of us came from the hospital recently, or maybe some of our loved ones are in the hospital right now. Some of us might be healing from mental issues that we're going through, financial healing as well. There are
Yes,
so
that's
many
a
different
very yes.
forms of healing that we are doing.
It's
I
so
think it's so
true.
critical that
Yes.
we realize that all of this is a process of getting better, of getting to that state of equilibrium, of feeling good, of feeling joy. And, you know, we're in Thailand right now, and there's this beautiful word for health in Thailand, Thai, called Sukhapap. And I'm sure I've mispronounced it. But the beauty of this word is that it talks about joy and happiness, sukh, as a part of being healthy. So, what we discuss is about how do we get to that state of happiness, joy in the process of creating these healthy habits or healing habits in our life.
Indeed, indeed. And seeing smiles on the people's face, genuine smiles, would also give us the positive vibe. That positive vibe that when we receive, that would also help us being in the state of joyfulness, happiness, and peacefulness. That would be the one positive trigger for our wellness healing journey.
Mariko, how did you think about habits earlier?
Habits, for me, it was actually thinking the painful thing that I was so bad at creating. But after I met you, you kind of showed me what the habit is, how important it is to create one that serves for me, for myself, to create the life I want. So definitely the aspect of habits completely changed. And also that would bring me to the journey of learning Qigong. Some might not know the name of Qigong, but it's sort of very similar form of Tai Chi, slow, mindful movement to train your inner energy, and also that continues to external physical strength. And this Qigong practice gave me a foundation of habits. Without practice constantly, you will not be able to progress your learning. And that is part of the learning process. For me, habits can actually make your life easier. And I think that's what exactly actually you do help people get rid of the frustration.
Yes, when people say habit coach, they wonder what does it mean? And I quickly tell them that a habit coach is someone who helps you get rid of your frustrations in life. And we all have different frustrations, like I was talking about. We have financial frustrations, relationship frustrations, mental frustrations, weight loss frustrations. I think it's so important for us to realize that all these frustrations come because we just don't have our priorities right. And we're very often doing the things that increase the frustration, or we're waiting for the world to change. Once this happens, only then will I do this. Or once that person changes, will I become happier. And as soon as you wait for somebody else to be in control of your happiness, you are setting yourself up for failure. You are setting yourself up for frustration. So it's so important for us to realize that in order to move away from frustration, in order to be happy, we have to take control of our life. We have
Indeed,
to be in
yes.
charge. And moving that and taking control of it is all about what this podcast is. We're talking about the healing habit, and only you can heal yourself. You can go to the best experts in the world, but only once you have created that intention, once you have created that intense desire to be healthy, that is when it's going to start.
And I hope our podcast can be a tool to guide listeners and viewers to walking toward the balanced, harmonious healing as easy as possible.
So, Mariko, each episode we're going to be talking about different things. So, for example, probably the next episode is going to be about healing habits that you can do in the morning. After that, we'll talk about healing mental habits. We'll talk about, energy habits like Qigong and meditation. But for this episode, I want to leave our listeners with a healing habit. One from you, one from me. So, can you give one healing habit to our listeners that they can start doing from today that's going to make a difference to their life?
Yes. From me, gratitude. When you wake up tomorrow morning, just say with your own voice, if possible, rather than thinking in the mind, I am grateful for this morning. That's it.
How beautiful. And there's a lovely habit that I will add to this, which is that after you wake up in the morning and you do your gratitude habit, like Mariko suggested, you put your hand on your heart, okay? And you just repeat to yourself, I am healing. I am healing. I am healing. And you just say this till you actually, in your core, start believing that your body is healing itself, your body is repairing itself, your mind is healing itself, your mind is repairing itself. Very often we get so frustrated with the fact that, oh, we're not getting better. We blame things. Oh, I have a fatty liver. Oh, my pancreas is not good. My knees are bad. And we start using these words and they make them an identity that my body is broken. My body is not good. But instead of that, if you just spend 2 minutes in the mornings just thinking that your body is healing and you ask yourself, what can I do to help you heal? You will see the answers coming. And
Yes,
obviously, listen to the podcast because you'll see far more ideas that you can use for healing as well using that.
indeed. Yes. So that would be viewers, listeners, homework. Wake up. I'm grateful for this morning. I am healing. I am healing. I am healing. And I'm grateful for this morning. How simple is
Beautiful.
that?
Amazing. Mariko, thank you so much. Very
Thank you,
excited to
Ashdin.
have started this podcast together.
Yes.
And listeners, do subscribe because every week we're going to have a podcast coming out on one topic about healing. And I can't wait for you to listen to the next episode.
And we are so excited to share our expertise and bringing the people who are specialized for helping people to be better version of you. So we are so looking forward to welcoming you to this new podcast.
All right. See you soon.
See you.